Alright, so the reason we have the rock shaft off the tractor, and I would highly recommend everybody do this unless you've just replaced the seal for some unknown reason, is remove the rock shaft from the tractor because it's important. We want to replace this little oil seal right here that if it allows gear lube to seep past it and you rebuild your clutch without replacing that seal, all your work and effort could be in vain and your new clutch ruined. So I highly recommend removing the rock shaft from your tractor or the rear end cover housing with your power shaft clutch in it. Perhaps if you have a standard 730, let's say. Okay, so to remove this, don't just simply drive the shaft out because it will push another inch or so forward, making you think, oh, it should just drive right out. No, that's not the case. So you got to remove the bolts holding this on. And in this case, there is a little groove in the top where we can pry against. We have to slide this cover off, like so. Once that pops loose, and I know I make it look easy here, you see the gear comes out. This is the idler gear, and this is your housing. And all this does is circulate oil for your power shaft clutch. And it looks like in this case, we did find some thick oily residue in the power shaft clutch. That seal, the lip, is blown out. So not a big surprise. It's a good thing we did replace this seal. Now that you have the oil pump off the back, we can actually remove the main shaft where your clutches sit inside. And from the back side, we can pull the whole assembly out. Just like so, nice and greasy. And of course yours will be clean because I'm sure you've used kerosene and run it for about 10 minutes and drained it and nice and clean. So some things to look at immediately. You have a ball bearing right here. We can check it, see how it sounds. This one actually seems like it's pretty good. There is some evidence in this power shaft clutch that perhaps a mechanic has been into it in its lifetime. Some other things to look for: the surface on the shaft where the seal rides. There's also another surface. There's a bushing inside of our oil pump housing. You can't see it very well in this picture, but if you look down in your housing, there is a bushing that rides in there right behind the seal. And that's something you may need to address. And that's where your handy dandy service manual will come into effect to give you specifications. But just things to look for and to check it out. So we've got that done. Now if you're like us in this case, we're going to spend some time cleaning the cavity out. That's all nice, and we're not quite sure. It's about the consistency of warm caramel. The next step will be disassembling the actual power shaft clutch from the cover and show you the tricks on that.